let's end this chapter with just a few tips on using templates. One of them, directly related to using external style sheets along with template files, is to remember all of the files you need to update to your web server when you make changes like this. So think about this. If I make a change to my gallery.dwt file, it's going to physically change each of the files created from that template. So my sea lion file changed, and I need to save it. My batfish file changed, and I need to save it. And I need to update both of those to the web server before those changes become public. Similarly, if I have 50 pages created from that DWT file, then any change made to the template is going to change all 50 of those pages, and all 50 of them are going to need to be updated. In contrast, when you have an external style sheet, you have one file that's linked to all of the other files. So if I make a change to a style, for example, when I change the style of the text in this caption, I'm really only physically changing the gallery.css page. I've only actually changed a style definition in this file. And that's both an advantage and a word of caution. The advantage is I can now save this file, and all I have to do is upload this one gallery.css file, and all 50 of those pages are going to reflect that change because they're all linked to this one file, and the browser is applying those styles as it displays those HTML pages. But here's the word of caution. It's really easy to forget to upload the CSS file, especially if you've saved it in a separate folder. So remember, if you change the CSS file, you have to update the CSS file. If you change the template, you need to update all of the files created from the template. And here are two last tips about templates. Let's open up one of the pages that was already created from my previous templates. Let me just close these up and open up my original gallery. Let's grab our Galapagos tortoise again. Let's say someday you're working on this and you decide, you know what, I really don't want this to be attached to a template anymore. I want to be able to edit this any way I want. I want to be able to change this completely. Well, you can easily detach it. Simply choose Modify, Templates, Detach Template, and bing, all that template information gone. Now, that means that you won't be able to update this page anymore using the template, but it also means you can now change anything you want. You can change the copyright information at the bottom. You can change the banner. In this case, I might want to use that 0 border size to get rid of the outline around that banner. Any of those changes will be made only to this file because it's no longer associated with that template. Now, you can also save any existing page as a template, and you can apply existing templates to existing pages. So you can also modify template, apply template to page, and let's just put this Galapagos file back on. Now beware that when you do this, you have to match up editable regions. So you either have to say that that body goes nowhere, or you have to match it to a corresponding region, like the document head should go to the head region. Click OK, and you see that template gets applied, but what happens? Because it doesn't quite match, I actually lose the information on this page. So you do have to be very careful when you apply a template to an existing page. Fortunately, you can undo that option. So Control-Z or Command-Z on a Mac. If you don't know the keyboard shortcut for undo, that's one little tip to help you with. I love undo. So let's say, okay, I don't want to apply that old template to this because it messed it up. But you know what? What if I made a new template out of this and I used this to create a new gallery where I actually had a story about my animals, not just a simple caption? Well, that's easy enough. Just choose Save As, and when you do, make sure you choose Save As Type, Template File, and you see this changes to Galapagos Tortoise DWT. And here's one last tip. All of your templates should be saved in the Templates folder in order for them to be available from the New File dialog. So if you're going to save an existing page as a template, make sure you save it into the Templates folder. So let's just call this Galapagos 2 to distinguish it. Update the links. This is important because Dreamweaver now has to change any image links, any text links to reflect the new location of this file. And don't worry, when you create new files from the template, Dreamweaver will automatically adjust those links to whatever location the new file is in. So now if I create a new file from templates, you'll see that I actually have 3 template files to choose from. And that concludes our chapter on creating templates with CSS.